Man, making that Switch video and talking about Street Pass really made me think about how much I miss handheld gaming.
It's hot.
True handheld gaming. Ayo guys, earlier this year I was thinking about how much I miss handheld gaming, and I was just thinking to myself, like, the Switch is there, but it's not a traditional handheld console. What it is just a home console on the go. So I just started thinking to myself, I really miss my 3DS. And then it hit me, I have my 3DS right there staring at me. Why don't I just play it again? And it's been so much fun actually going back through my backlog of games that I never got to play on the 3DS, and then getting new games on the 3DS, and it's getting really expensive. Retail, I'll never financially recover from this. And I've been having so much fun, but the only thing that keeps coming to my mind is, when are we going to get a successor? When are we going to get a 3DS successor? Hell, I'll even take a PS Vita successor. I want just a new handheld console. And no, I'm not talking about no new Switch or a Steam Deck. Those are just, home consoles on the go, basically. And please don't even bring up, mobile gaming. I do not like mobile gaming. But it's unfortunate because mobile gaming seems to be the only future for handheld gaming, because there's nothing else coming out, it looks like. And while, yeah, I do hate mobile gaming on iPhone, I have played a couple iPhone games, don't get me wrong. It's a fun novelty at times. Like, I remember playing Pokemon Go. That was a fun time when it first came out. But now we have Pikmin Go, and I'm not really feeling that. Like, one of my favorite iPhone games is actually Monument Valley, because I thought it was a great little title for the iPhone, which when it first came out, it had this amazing art style, really cool puzzles, and just like the optical illusions was really unique. But other than that, I never really played anything else besides maybe Plants vs. Zombies. I just really don't like touchscreen controls. I could never imagine playing a fucking first-person shooter game or a platformer on the iPhone. I mean, they've gotten better, they're a little bit more accurate, but your fingers are still on the screen and they're just covering the game. And yes, there was the Among Us craze, and I actually did play that a lot on the iPhone. Not a lot, like 5-6 games, but that's a lot considering I don't really like mobile gaming. But after just too much memes and it just getting old too quick, I never got back on it, and I never played it again and just deleted it immediately. And then there's so many dumbed down console version of games on mobile, and it's just like, that's a big no for me. Like, are you really gonna play Fortnite on your iPhone? No, that's why it's not even on there anymore. iPhones is just for Angry Birds, Flappy Birds, or any other bird app you're gonna use on it, like Twitter. Which, follow me on there if you get the chance, because I want to be more active on there, but I don't have enough followers yet. And then yes, there's the Switch, and it is a hybrid handheld console, but I can't really take that anywhere unless I'm on a car ride, maybe a train ride or a plane ride. I can't go to Disneyland carrying that thing. I'm gonna look like a little child walking around with an iPad all the damn time. I do not want to look like that. I mean, sure, the Switch is pocketable, but it's too big, and I feel I'm gonna break it once I sit down, and I don't carry a backpack with me all the damn time. And then, like I said, it's home game console experience on the go. It's not really that handheld experience that we get from a Game Boy and a DS, 3DS. But there is games that actually fill that handheld gaming void in my heart. Indie games are a perfect example of games that just give you that same experience, and it's perfect for on the go. But it's not pocketable, like I said. And then of course Nintendo understands their console the best, so they make their home console games feel very exceptional when they're on the go. And while Breath of the Wild was not developed with the Switch in mind, it was really perfect for on the go. You can beat a couple shrines while you're outside, and you felt like you really got something done while you had your Switch outside. Same with Mario Odyssey. You can get a couple moons and just felt you had a successful day out with your Switch. And then Metroid Dread feels so good on the go just because every previous Metroid game was a handheld game, so it just works perfect. And then the same with Fire Emblem, just because the 3DS just became the Fire Emblem machine. And yes, the Nintendo Switch Lite does exist. It's smaller, it's not pocketable, but it's a little bit more manageable, and it does come in awesome colors like, the Game Boy DS had. But I personally cannot commit to having that as my main Nintendo console. I want to have my console docked as well. And then Nintendo made it impossible for the Switch Lite and then the regular Switch to be docked to actually coexist with each other. And then let's bash Nintendo Switch Online one more time, because we're paying for cloud saves, but it does not work as you think it should. You would expect that you can go from your home Switch console and just go on the go with your Switch Lite, and then you can continue and just play off from where you last left off on the home Switch, but you can't do that because Nintendo can't really handle that. And then obviously in the future, I never expect Nintendo to actually be capable of doing something like this, because it would make too much sense and work perfectly, and Nintendo's not about that life. Maybe Sony could handle something like that with the new PSP, but they're never gonna make one after the failure that was the Vita. I mean, the Vita was great. It did have its problems with its memory card being so expensive and just being expensive to develop for. And then Sony has the blueprints of what went wrong with the Vita, so they could obviously make a new handheld console and just fix upon everything that was wrong with that one. But they won't. And then now we got Game Pass coming to mobile, and honestly, that's actually a pretty cool novelty. This will be like the first time Microsoft has ever attempted to get into the handheld market. And then I just think about how Hades makes for just a perfect portable game. And yes, that's on the Switch, but we're talking about something a little bit more portable. That's your iPhone that you carry around every day in your pocket, and it's just perfect for that. It just sucks that you either have to get a controller to really experience it like the way I wanted to experience it, or you have to deal with, you know, touchscreen controls, which I'm not gonna do. But there's some games that I will never imagine myself playing on my iPhone. Like, I'm never gonna play Halo on there. But you know, if you want to play a racing game, like, why would you ever play Asphalt when you can play Forza on the go? But I know not every game's gonna be available, and then input lag will be like a concern because of, you know, the streaming service of that is Game Pass on the mobile. But still, it's really cool, but it's not gonna fill that void of handheld gaming in my heart. Unless Nintendo finds a way to actually balance having a Switch and a new dedicated handheld console, I think this is it. No more handheld console gaming like the 3DS, DS, Game Boy, and anything before that. And it fucking blows. And don't get me wrong, I love the Switch. I'm with RTU, and it is my favorite console of all time. And I want Nintendo to grow on this and not switch it up for the next console. And that's where the problem lies. If we're gonna have a new Switch, you know, a new Switch successor, a new handheld to come out and succeed is really hard. But hey, a lot of us missed a bunch of games on the 3DS and anything before it, and it's a great time to pick up a 3DS, even though it's really expensive and the games are really expensive, especially DS ones. I would say it's awesome just to pick one up and just play all the games you missed out on. If you do want to pick up a 3DS, I do recommend getting a new 3DS if you want to play SNES games on the go. If you don't care, any 3DS will do. Because there's no exclusive new 3DS games I recommend. The only one I would recommend is The Binding of Isaac, just because it's a great port to the 3DS and it's a great game to just pick up and play anytime when you're outside. I actually haven't jumped onto the Vita market yet. I have to look up if it actually has any PSP support, which I think is non-existent, and a reason why the PS Vita probably failed. But I know it's a really heavily modded console out there on the market, so I'm pretty sure they got it to work somehow. Or if not, just get a PSP. I think it's a better looking console too. But let me know what you guys think. Would you guys actually be up for a 3DS successor or just a new true traditional handheld console to come out? Because I would, and I want to see what you guys think. If you guys missed that traditional handheld gaming, please do hit this video with a like. And if you enjoyed this content, please do consider subscribing. That would help me out a lot. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you.